What's up, everybody? This Eve coming at y'all. Hit the sled with my Pac-12 preview. But before we get started, man, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my Twitter X page. Subscribe to Hit the Sled, y'all. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody coming out, checking out my videos. I appreciate y'all taking an interest in what I'm trying to do. I truly appreciate y'all. For today's episode, we talking about the Pac-12. Man, the Pac-12 got it. It's a hell of a conference. For it to be the last year of the conference, looks like it's going to be the best conference, the best year to date in the Pac-12. Before we get started though, on the conference play, I want to talk about what happened with making it the last year. The Pac-12 unfortunately had TV rights deals where they were negotiating with Fox, ESPN, Apple TV, Amazon. From reports that I read, it looks like ESPN was offering a significant amount of money. The Pac-12 commissioner turned it down. Said feeling like he can get a better deal. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to get that deal. ESPN withdrew their offer, and the other schools in the Pac-12 have decided to jump ship. So after this season, the Pac-12 is going away. Pac-12 is going the only teams that's going to be left in the Pac-12 is Oregon State and Washington State. And right now, as we speak, they're trying to find other schools to go to. You got schools like USC, Oregon, Washington, and UCLA that's moving to the Big Ten next year. You had other schools, Arizona State, Colorado, Utah. They going to the Big 12. And then the last two schools, Stanford and Cal, they going to the ACC. Now, don't tell me how Stanford and Cal from the Pacific is going to be in the Atlantic Coast Conference. That's a whole nother thing there. Them people they got some things to figure out. But they've been accepted. They going to the ACC. Cal, the University of California at Berkeley, and Stanford University. They going to be in the ACC. How that works, I don't understand. But that's where they going. So the whole Pac-12 after this year is going down the wayside. But staying in the conference, staying in football on the field, Pac-12 got a hell of a conference. Pac-12 is the Pac-12 with the quarterbacks. The Pac-12 legitimately got at least 8-9 teams that got very good and almost great quarterbacks. Man, you got Colorado. We got to start Colorado. You got Shedeur Sanders. You got Oregon State. They got DJ Ulamalete that came from Clemson, transferred in. He's been playing well. You got Oregon. You got Bo Nix that came from Auburn. He clearly has done a great job at Oregon. You got UCLA. UCLA has a young freshman kid. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna learn about this kid, Dante Moore from Detroit, Michigan. He's supposed to be at the University of Michigan, my favorite school, but he that's a whole nother story there as to how he ended up at UCLA. He's looking good. Of course, you got Caleb down there at USC. You got Utah. You got senior Cam Rising, a gritty veteran. Senior. You got Washington. You got Michael Penix, transfer from Indiana. He saw it. He saw down the line. He said, "Man, I need to get up out of it. I need to get up out of Indiana." He transferred to Washington, and he's balling. Michael Penix is getting the job done. Then the last one, but not least, is Washington State. You got the young man Cam Ward out over there. I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lot of people don't know about this young man. Cam Ward can play. Ask Wisconsin. Wisconsin went up there to Washington State 2 weeks ago, and they gave it to Wisconsin. He can flat out play. His name is Cam Ward. You need to pay attention to him. With all that offense in that conference, all these quarterbacks slinging it around, throwing it everywhere. The team that's going to win the Pac-12 is the team that plays the most defense. The team that can slow the quarterbacks down. The team that can get pressure. The team that can get sacks. Let's not get it twisted. Defense is not how it was when we were kids, when I was a young man. When college football teams used to beat teams 72-0. I remember Nebraska beating teams 77-0. Oklahoma beating up teams. Michigan beating up teams. Florida State beating up teams. Florida beating up teams. I remember Danny Worth from them conference play on JP Sports. JP Sports used to come on Channel 20. They used to be down there at the swamp, man. Steve Spurrier throwing his visor on the ground when Danny Worth would make throwing incompletion. Beating people 63-0. Them days are over in college football. You're not doing that no more playing defense. That ain't happening. The way defenses are being played now, it's about slowing people down. Meaning that you want to just stop people for a couple possessions and you pull away like that. Offensively, you're going to score. But all you're trying to do is get stops. That's defense now. And the team that plays the best defense in the Pac-12 is going to win it. And if you go through these teams, you go through the USC, whose defense has gotten better. We're going to find out about them as the season goes on. Oregon, they play some defense. UCLA plays some defense. Washington tries to play defense. Colorado, we're gonna find out, man. They're of course they're better. They just don't have the horses. We'll get to them later. Utah plays defense. We all want Colorado to win the conference. We all want them to win it. But I'm gonna tell you something. They about 10 players away. And when I mean they 10 players away, I mean an offensive, defensive lines and linebacker position. I think once Colorado adds more big bodies, more strength up front, and the offensive line and the defensive line to put pressure up the middle and be able to create holes so that they can run the ball. Right now, their run game is non-existent. A lot of times, they don't even attempt to run the ball because they can't run it. And when they play the better teams down the line, that's what's going to get them. You can't be one-dimensional. You gotta run the ball. I tell a lot of my friends that, I say, hey, they got to run the ball. It's too much on Shador. Yeah, he's balling. Yeah, he's getting the job done. But when he start playing better teams, it's going to be tough. You got to have a running back get you them crucial yards. Can't throw the ball 50, 60 times a game. You got to run it. That's the reason why I don't think Colorado is going to be able to win the conference this year. It's because they can't run the ball. They don't have the horses up front. But they have gotten better. They have gotten better. I tell people all the time, if Colorado wins 7 to 8 games, this has been a tremendous season by Coach Brown. Great season. If they win 7 to 8 games and Shador doesn't go in the draft, the way Coach Brown can recruit, they're going to be competing next year in the Big 12 to win it all. They're going to be competing. That's real. With that being said, in my opinion, the team, like I said earlier, the team that plays the best defense in that conference is going to win it. And I think the team that plays the best defense in that conference is Utah. Now, I think USC could be the second team. Could be another team that could do it. Because USC has gotten more and more people. We're going to find out about them too, because they really haven't played anybody yet. So we're going to find out defensively how they're looking. But Utah has the best defense in that conference. So I think I'm picking Utah to win Pac-10, Pac-12. Utah, they strong up front. They can they got guys in the defensive line. They got guys in the offensive line. And then they're physical. They're about running that ball and throwing it. Florida came up to Utah this year and they spanked Florida. They sent them boys back in Gainesville with their towel over, with their jersey over their heads. They whooped Florida. Make no mistake about it. Florida wasn't ready. They whooped them peoples, man. They whooped them boys, man. They whooped them. They whooped them. So that's what I'm picking Utah to win the Pac-12. Utah's a very, very, very good team. I don't know. Here's what I can tell you. If Utah wins the conference, they're gonna have more than 2 losses. They could have 2 losses. But if UFC win the conference, they'll have 1 win. One loss, I should say. Excuse me, 1 loss. And the reason why I say that is because USC, if they win the conference, that means probably the only team they lost to was Utah, because of the physicality that they play with. But I believe if Utah wins the conference, that means they just got tripped up. They beat people. They just got tripped up a couple times. But that means the conference beat up on one another. So my pick is Utah, and my second pick is I believe USC has an outside chance of getting it done. I truly believe that. I truly believe it. And that's my pick. That's my preview of the Pac-12. Man, I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I appreciate y'all showing me love. I appreciate y'all subscribing. I appreciate y'all, man. Keep subscribing. Keep telling people about it. Hit the sled. I'm on Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Follow me. We got more things coming. It's gonna be, man, we plan some things more in the future, down the line, to get this thing going, man. I truly appreciate everybody's support, man. I appreciate it. And thank you, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. And we coming for more videos. Hit the sled. We coming. I appreciate y'all.